Hello, Libra. Welcome to Now. So, the book that you pulled in this time is Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. The way to cause a mother to collapse is to divide her emotionally. The most common way, time out of mind, has been to force her to choose between loving her child and fearing what harm the village will visit on her and the child if she does not comply with the rules. Okay, let's start with the mind. So we have for you in this time, Libra, understanding the Three of Swords. This is embracing pain for growth. The Three of Swords is a card steeped in symbolism and emotion. Libra, often depicting the archetype of sorrow and heartbreak. At this moment in time, it speaks to a profound and sorrowful upheaval, a culmination of tensions that have long simmered beneath the surface. What has been left unaddressed, Libra? What has been misinterpreted? For now, it is fully exposed, prompting a necessary confrontation with the pain and the isolation. The emergence of such emotional turmoil can indeed be horrifying and deeply hurtful. However, it is also crucial to recognize that this tumultuous experience represents a significant phase in the completion of a cycle. Libra, in the context of the minor arcana, the Three of Swords reflects the challenges of painful situations, revealing aspects of our lives that may involve separation or the heartbreak of a relationship. While this period in time does have tension that is undeniably difficult, it is also a pivotal moment for your transformation. Libra, what unfolds during this time is often essential for your soul's growth and journey. It will foster an environment where conflict serves as a catalyst for renewal. So much like the process of breaking an abscess to promote healing, the unveiling of our deepest wounds is a necessary step towards realizing the truths that we have previously ignored. What was once a state of self-delusion is now brought to light, urging you to confront the situation that you may have been blind to. Moreover, Libra, the presence of revenge or a thirst for justice in this tumult time can illustrate how the universe orchestrates its lessons through conflict. So in that sense of retribution, it serves not only to provoke awareness, but also activates the energies that are needed to eventually become fruition and growth. So through the pain and sorrow encapsulated in the Three of Swords, there does lie an important opportunity here, Libra, for realization and healing. There is also a symbolization, a period marked by sorrow and separation, and it highlights the importance of embracing these experiences as part of a transformative journey. So the challenges that you face now are necessary to break free from the illusions that bind you. Embracing that pain, it can also and will also lead to substantial personal growth, ultimately guiding you towards a more authentic and enlightened state of being. And that process, Libra, although it is going to be and is currently painful, it will bring a resolution that will pave the way for your creative new beginnings. how do we do this and what is going to happen in this time physically? So we have the body, and you pulled the Four of Pentacles, and this is the dilemma of attachment and stagnation. So Libra, in the realm of the tarot, the Four of Pentacles often carries a dual narrative. One that warns of the dangers of excessive attachment to material wealth and the emotional repercussions that follow. This card, Libra, represents and resonates deeply with the story of Daedalus, a figure in Greek mythology who clutched his 4 golden pentacles so tightly, embodying the essence of greed and possessiveness. So I invite you to reflect on where you were in the past, where you currently are now, that you're holding too tightly, or you're fearful of letting go. And one way to figure this out, if you're unsure, is just look at everything in your life, to take an inventory stock. Anything that would strike fear, like missing a step, going down the stairs, when you think of it being out of your life, that would be something that you're probably holding too tightly onto, and you're afraid to let it go. So at first glance, right, wealth may seem like a straightforward instrument for security and comfort. However, we are reminded, Libra, that when we grip our money and possessions too tightly, we inadvertently dam the flow of energy in our lives. And that stagnation can lead to negative emotional states such as anger, frustration, and jealousy. So the act of hoarding, whether it be physical items or emotional resources, right, it restricts not only our financial growth, but also our self-expression and creativity. So money does serve as both a symbol and a tangible reality. It provides us with a means to evaluate our skills and our services, right? And value in this society. The compensations that we receive for our work is often reflected in how we perceive our talent and our worth. So unfortunately, many of us fail to grasp the deeper implications of money in our lives, and this leads to misguidedness, right? The belief that it is the root of all evil. Spiritual and esoteric teachings sometimes perpetuate that view, suggesting that money is inherently corrupt. Yet this perspective often overlooks the critical distinction between the object itself and the emotional weight we attach to it. Money is just another form of energy, right? And we are constantly in an influx of giving and receiving energy in all different forms. So that is just another form of energy exchange. So the perspective often overlooks the critical distinction between the object itself and the emotional weight that we attach to it. This is highlighted. So for instance, Daedalus's envy for his nephew, who created more exquisite objects. Daedalus's jealousy was less about losing business and more driven by an inner insecurity, a fear that his own value would diminish in the face of competition. So this reflection points to an intrinsic fear of inadequacy that many individuals carry, and this leads to a miserly approach, right, to both material and emotional holdings. So the essence of the Four of Pentacles, Libra, highlights a profound internal struggle characterized by a lack of confidence and an aversion to letting go. Right? The fear of loss, paradoxically, it cultivates a scenario where not only is there a stagnation of wealth, but the very act of clinging can paralyze our capacity for growth and evolution. When we hoard our resources, whether tangible or intangible, we bind ourself and our sense of worth too closely to what we possess, thus quashing, right, our potential for gaining more. Now, the reluctance to release, right, what we cling to, perhaps out of a misguided belief that loss equates to failure, it often leads to a striking irony, right? Because without risk, there can be no reward. And by failing to release our grip, we may very well deny ourselves future opportunities and block the natural currents of creativity and self-expression. So in this regard, the Four of Pentacles serves as a call to reflect upon your relationship, Libra, with wealth, possessions, and self-worth. Okay, so understanding the essence of the Four of Pentacles in this time will encourage you to embrace a balanced approach by releasing your excessive attachment, opening yourself up to new possibilities, and fostering healthier emotions and creating a continuous flow of abundance in both your material and spiritual lives. And with that, we go into the soul. Libra, you have embracing transformation, the journey beyond material possessions. So really, your soul is on this journey in this time to not only experience all that you can in this human form and interact with all of these material things, but the end goal is really to kind of overcome the need for material possessions, right? Is going beyond that physicality. So in the intricate dance of life, right, there comes a time when many of us find ourselves at a pivotal crossroads. This is a juncture, right? And it often beckons a reconsideration, of truly what matters. So moving from a state of grip and attachment to a realm of renewal and growth. When we can relinquish our hold on current affairs and material possessions, a new foundation is laid out for healthy rebuilding. The transformation not only opens the door to acquiring new skills, Libra, but also fosters an environment where new projects can thrive and yield fruitful results. So the endeavors that arise during this transformative phase in this time, Libra, they will tend to resonate on a deeper level, aligning more closely with your true essence and intrinsic nature. Previously, you may have found yourself traversing right paths that dictated by external influences, right? That were dictated by leading of others, and this brought you to experiences that were filled with stress and control and fear and stagnation. So journeys often left you feeling disconnected from your authentic self. However, as you embrace this new path of eternal discovery, rooted in the heart center, those previous limitations will begin to fade, and your third eye opens to new possibilities and new relationships and connections. Because oftentimes, even in situations that are hurtful and stressful, they're familiar. And sometimes, even though there's so much pain, we tend to stick to it because it's familiar. And the unknown, even though we've no idea if it's going to hurt or not, it's unknown. So we almost rather stay within the pain of the familiar than move forward. And it's time to move forward. Okay, there's nothing to be had sticking where you are, doing what you've done. It's time to move on. So that liberation from the fear of the loss or the financial insecurity, perhaps with this new change. It marks a significant shift in the mindset, and you'll start to understand and realize and recognize this. So as your understanding emerges, that gives rise to the principle of reciprocity, right? So what goes around comes around, Libra. This deeper comprehension, it breeds a sense of trust in the universe. You have to trust, okay? Trust yourself. Trust what you're aligning with. Trust with what you want. This is reinforcing the belief that all needs will be met with this newfound perspective of yours. A vibrant enthusiasm, right? It's going to accompany your spirit and ignite the passions that are linked to new ventures and creative pursuits. So it's also interesting that this transformational journey for you, Libra, in this time resonates with the experiences associated with what psychology identifies as a midlife crisis. Although this can happen at any point in anyone's life, okay? So it doesn't necessarily reflect directly with the age that you are, okay? Yet rather than perceiving this phase as a period of turmoil, it can be approached as a successful transformation away from a constrained past. That shift, it brings the themes encapsulated in the Eight of Pentacles, where in diligent effort, Libra, and dedication to craft will pave the way to mastery and fulfillment. In essence, Libra, the journey beyond attachment to material possessions and societal expectations is one of profound self-discovery and growth. It invites you to embrace your true identity, to foster your creative expression, and manifest your reality that reflects your core values. So as you navigate your path, it becomes clear that the potential for renewal and abundance lies not in what one holds, but in the richness of the experience that you cultivate. It's a vibrant chapter filled with possibilities, growth, and life that truly will start to align with your heart's desires. We have your plant. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get to the lovely plant allies, I want to go over your destiny card for this time. And of course, as we know, depending on the choices we make and the paths that we take, our destiny or future outlook can always change. But currently, right now, it is overcoming the poison, the curse, the toxin, right? It's understanding the subtle venoms in our lives. In the intricate tapestry of human existence, the concept of venom extends beyond the literal poison of the natural world into the metaphorical realm of our thoughts, relationships, and environment. So much to our dismay, this toxic presence is often lurking in the shadows, right? Manifesting in ways that can be insidious and deeply damaging. So the term venom conjures images of serpents and lethal substances, but its archetypal significance stretches far beyond such vivid depictions. It can be found in the caustic words that we speak, the relationships that suck our emotional reserves, or the toxic environments that strife and push down our growth. Each of these manifestations carries with it the potential to inflict harm, not only on ourselves, but also on those around us. So tread carefully. So the cycle of purification and detoxification, it's inherently woven into our existence. There is an exemplary case of this natural cycle that can be observed in the way that we breathe. With each exhale, we release carbon dioxide, a waste product that can be seen as a form of our own internal venom, into the atmosphere, and is in return, plants consume through the miracle of photosynthesis, convert this harmful substance into the life-giving oxygen that we depend upon. So there's a symbiotic relationship, right, that serves as a powerful reminder of the possibility of renewal and healing. When we encounter this symbolic venom in our psychic realm, Libra, it is essential to recognize its presence. Right? Acknowledgement is indeed the first step toward healing. Perhaps upon reflection, you might notice that your words carry an unintended sting. They may wound others and even yourself. Alternatively, a particular relationship may be gradually depleting your emotional reserves, leaving you feeling drained and stagnant. So by identifying these harmful elements, it's like diagnosing a toxin within the body, right? That's disrupting its harmony. Change marks that second step in the healing process. So once we recognize the source of our toxicity, we must strive to enact change upon it. So whether it's in our speech, in our communication, right, in our relationships or the environment, a change often requires courage and resilience. So it's essential for your growth and well-being. And the journey towards that detoxification, it can be challenging, but it is also very liberating. So with acknowledgement and active change, come those opportunities for remedies to reveal themselves. And as you embark on your path, you will find that the act of forgiving both yourself and others, that'll serve as a catalyst for healing. So Libra, forgiveness always allows us to release the venom that has festered, clearing the way for healthier interactions, thoughts, and environments to flourish. So remember, Libra, the presence of venom in your life, while often disheartening, will also be a cue, a signpost directing you towards deeper understanding and growth, right? By acknowledging toxicity, facilitating change, and embracing forgiveness, you will embark on a powerful journey of purification. And that will lead not only to your personal healing, but also contribute to the greater good of the world around you. So in that way, you transform your personal shortcuts into pathways towards renewal, reminding you that even in a world filled with poison, there is always the potential for detoxification and recovery. Your plant allies we have here is mistletoe. It was said that if you were headed to battle and you passed mistletoe, that you were to turn around and go home. Mistletoe is a symbol of peace, of protection, and love. So mistletoe, an evergreen plant, has been associated with various traditions and beliefs, particularly during the holiday season. Historically, the branches of mistletoe were carried at ceremonies heralding the new year, symbolizing protection from evil spirits and misfortune. So those ancient customs, right, likely contributed to the prominent role that it is now as Christmas, where celebrations, most people will hang mistletoe in the doorway of the home, inviting joy and togetherness. There's also a legend surrounding mistletoe involving an ancient god of peace who was tragically killed by an arrow made from the plant. So his death evoked a deep sorrow, and it prompted a request for his resurrection. And according to the tale, he was restored to life, and from that moment on, mistletoe was safeguarded by the goddess of love to immortalize this miracle. So it was decreed that anyone passing beneath should share a kiss, transforming it forever into a symbol of love rather than hate. So that goes back into, right, your really big destiny in this time, at least, is, that transformation from hate into love, or from jealousy into fearlessness. Also, mistletoe has many medicinal properties. So just to name a few, it's a nervine, and it's anti-spasmodic. It can also be used to calm the nervous system and treat any convulsive disorders that one might have. And this includes epilepsy. Of course, always refer to your healthcare provider before taking any supplements or teas or anything. This isn't to diagnose any sort of illness. It's just to give information, and like everything in life, right, we should always be curious and open, but be making our own decisions. And take warning that the berries of mistletoe, they are toxic and are not to be ingested at all in any shape or form. This mistletoe herbal ally is more of a talisman. You can make a pillow. I'm hearing a pillow companion, but it's, like a little pouch, and I have one, and it's woven. It's Peruvian, and it was hand woven with multiple different colors and designs that symbolize protection in the etheric realm. So, and then the herbal allies that I put in there, depending on what I'm needing them for, to assist, right, in the dream world. So this is definitely one of them, and it can be added with lavender and chamomile, so that'll bring some extra calmness and protection. And I like to add a little mugwort, and I think that'll help just connect you, especially if you're starting out with astral projection. That'll help to connect. The second one is hops. So this one can also be used in the sleep time pillow pouch, but it is also a really great tea to consume. It can be a little bit bitter, so I like to add it. I have a few mixtures, actually. One of them is a very sleepy time, so there's valerian, and there's chamomile and lavender, and lemon balm and passion. I mean, it's like a super powered calming mixture. But you could even just do, hops and mint is really good. So the hop flower, or the plant, right, it's renowned for the calming effects, and it's been used for centuries in herbal medicine. It was actually quite a while before I even realized that you could just consume mugwort flowers, or I'm sorry, not mugwort, hops, because, you always associate hops with beer. And it was a few years ago when I really got into herbalism, that whole world opened up. And they're actually really beautiful when you can connect with them live in person. So hops is especially beneficial for individuals that are struggling with insomnia, or if you have any nervous tension or anxiety or restlessness, which also, seeing how your journey is playing out right now, it would be very, very helpful to stay away from some stimulants. Have your cup of coffee in the morning or your black tea or green tea, but really try to keep with the more calming. Tulsi or yerba mate would be good as something to keep you awake, but it's not going to spike you. And it'll help keep balance throughout the day, especially when you are having a lot of those external interactions with the environment and other people, because you don't want to go total hermit in the cave, right? We're supposed to be out there and interacting so we can learn and grow, and all of the best life lessons, right, happen when we're out in the world. So, but there are things that we can do and connect with that help us in that journey. So your plant allies are here to help you. And like I was just telling Capricorn earlier, is I have Patreon. And right now it's closed. The shop is closed, but it's going to be opened hopefully soon. And when it is, I'd love for you to hop over there and join us, because there's a lot more information. Everything is much more in depth. The stories that we go over, anything that comes up in your monthly read, will be on Patreon in more detail. If you ever wanted to know, like for instance, you had a connection with Daedalus's story, so that is going to be over there under mythology, and then of course we have the tarot in depth that goes through all of the cards and all the associations with the elements and the houses. There's also, if you're ever having issues reading your own chart or you want to know more about that, there's a lot of details there. And then we have, of course, the herbal allies. And there's a whole bunch of other, like the shamanic transformations. There's just a lot of neat stuff happening over there. So, all right, Libra. Wow. Deep breath, right? Deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. Just one step at a time, right? Oh, and we were supposed to read an ending for you as well from Women Who Run with Wolves. Okay, last message coming through is that so I want you to, once you finish the video, go back to the beginning and just listen to the very beginning when we read from Women Who Run with Wolves, and then come back to the very end to read that second part, and just, there's something there for you. So let's read that. Okay. In the tale, she teaches Vasilisa how to care for the psychic house of the wild feminine. Laundering the Baba Yaga's clothes is a fabulous symbol. In the old countries, and still today, in order to launder one's clothes, one descends to the river and there makes the ritualistic ablutions that people have made since the beginning of time in order to renew the cloth. This is a very fine symbol for a cleansing and purification of the entire bearing of the psyche. In mythology, the woven cloth is the work of the life mothers. think you might be interested in the woven cloth that we have over on the Etsy page. Okay, Libra, have a wonderful autumn. I will speak with you before the holidays. If you have any questions, just let us know. Bye.